in time. Did you miss me? I know I missed you. Can't believe these niggas ain't rapping this shit, man. Look. First time she was in my math class. Long hair, brown skin with the fat ass. Sat beside me, used to laugh, had mad jokes. The teacher always got mad, so we passed notes.
What's up, guys? It's 2KC&J, and we're back with another video. This time we're talking about the Washington Wizards. Now, the Washington Wizards had a really good season last year. They started 2-8, but they ended up 1 win shy of making the conference finals. They lost in 7 to the Boston Celtics. They won 49 games and they took the Southeast Division title. That's basically what they had. John Wall, he made his, I'm pretty sure, first ever All-Star team. Bradley Beal wasn't selected as an All-Star, but he improved his points a lot, and he wasn't only getting his points from the three-point line, he was also getting it from mid-range and even driving to the hoop. So the question is really, what's next? Long-term, you have Otto Porter's contract, which long-term I think is bad for them. And the Brooklyn Nets, you can thank the Brooklyn Nets for that, has basically just threw a max contract. And the Wizards decided that he was worth the price. Now, I don't agree with that, but he was an important piece of their team last year. So maybe that's why they took him. But we need to repay some of these guys, and you still have Otto Porter's contract on your payroll. Then it makes it harder to get some of these new superstars, like say Boogie. If it makes it harder to get him because you have to pay John Wall and Bradley Beal and all the other retiring key pieces or the expiring contracts of key pieces on your team, and you need to get that third star to pair Wall and Beal with. So the one thing they have to do, they definitely have to get rid of that contract. I don't know if you can restructure it, but you have to get rid of that Otto Porter contract some way. Brendan Jennings, he was working in the regular season last year, but I don't know if he's going to work this year. They got Trey Burke, and Trey Burke's one of my favorite players because I'm a Michigan fan, but I don't know if he's going to be solid on that bench. I mean, he can be solid at moments, but you need really proven bench players. And they didn't have a first-round pick, so hopefully they found a gem in the second round. I don't think they did, but you never know. Someone might pop out. It might be a diamond in the rough. They're going to probably be a tax-paying team, and depending on if they get other players from the free agency. Right now, I don't think they're paying. I don't think they're paying the luxury tax, but they will be soon, especially with this, of course, Otto Porter contract. Now, one of the rising stars on their team was Boban Marjanovic. One of the rising stars was Boban Marjanovic, and he basically threw a whole nother dimension. He was coming off the bench, but he still put in lots of points for them. I mean, their bench really started to find an identity. Ian Mahami was injured, but most of the season. But if he's coming back this year, he might be really good. And yeah, that second unit, they were beginning to form an identity. Bogdanovic, he scored 27 or more points on 3 separate occasions when he arrived in the bench to DC, and he might be mixing more of the starters because he meshes with both groups. Or Scott Brooks says that, and he speaks highly of him, and that's always good to have that good coach and player relationship. And you also have to thank Scott Brooks for the turnaround, because Scott Brooks is a really good coach, and he really turned the organization around. And you'd only need that one piece that they have, and they were 1 win away from winning 50 games, and the last time they won 50 games was when they won a championship as the Washington Bullets in 1978. And while they aren't at that level yet, they have become a legitimate championship contender. So, of course, what's next? They need another star, Otto Porter contract to get rid of. This isn't really as long as a video because we already know kind of what's happening. John Wall probably has a shot at the MVP. I mean, he's averaging 23 points and 11 assists, and he's a remarkable defender. He's getting better at playmaking. He has to get a better half-court offense, more patience. But he's good right there. He can improve that. He can improve his shot. But you guys see, he's been improving his shot year by year, and he's even become way more clutcher. Like that Game 6 shot against the Celtics, you can see that he's become clutcher. He's actually been working, and of course, the greatest asset for him is his speed. So if you give him chances to go on the break, then that's what you need. You just need to speed up the tempo. I think Scott Brooks understands that. And then you have Bradley Beal, who's one of a marksman from the 3-point line, and he's not a bad defender either. He's not very good, but he's not like horrible. And Bradley Beal averaged a career high 23 points, but he hasn't done it just from the 3-point arc. He's done, like I said before, mid-range and driving into the lane, and he's taking pressure off Wall because Wall usually drives in. So he's taking off pressure by adding like a option off the dribble. He's been that player. And Otto Porter, who's also put in career highs, and I think he was pretty close to leading the NBA in 3-point percentage. I think his was like 45, 47 around that, and he averaged a career high 13 points. So everyone was stepped up big, and I think the lack of experience also hurt them. But with more playoff appearances, which you're destined to have, they're gonna have more experience. You're also gonna get more experienced players. But you're going to get more experienced players, but the key to getting more experienced players is having enough cap space. And that it all goes back to that Otto Porter pay. It all goes back to that Otto Porter contract. That's basically what it goes back to. That's the repeating statement that I'm trying to get across. If you guys want a legitimate shot at winning the championship, beating the Warriors, the Cavs, and the Celtics, you're gonna quite simply have to you're gonna have to take away his contract because you need another star, or you're gonna have to put ridiculous amount of points, and I don't think that's gonna happen. Real quick, pray for Gordon Hayward. I'm not a Celtics fan. I'm a Kyrie fan, so I guess I'm a Celtics fan right now. That was a gruesome injury, so everyone pray for him. I wish him the speedy recovery. I think one of the dumbest things that happened is what Skip Bayless tweeted after that. He's like, if he's injured, King James's path to the sixth finals becomes even easier. But it's not about the finals. It's like bigger than basketball. And I heard, DeMar DeRozan tweeted that too. So respect to him. But again, pray for Gordon Hayward. Now let's get back to the video. So they definitely need to get a better bench. And not even like better, more deeper. They need to have more options when Wall and Beal go out, because when they go out or when their starting five goes out, they're basically stagnant on the offensive end. And they're a pretty good defensive team, but it's the offense that counts the most, because you're not gonna really defend the Warriors, but you're gonna have to kind of outscore them. And the problem with them is that they can outscore you and they can put clamps on you. And that's kind of the same with the Cavaliers. They may not defend you, but they can definitely outscore you, especially if it's a 3-point shootout. And they have way more depth at every position. So that's what. So you need to definitely get deeper, and if we're talking about the bench. Like I said already, Boban is a key piece. You gotta definitely keep him. His scoring efficiency makes more rest for John Wall and Bradley Beal. He can kind of take over for a little while and give them enough rest. So what I think is that they have to make the conference finals. That's their goal. Anything short of that, because they've already been knocked in the second round. Now they have to make that next step, and that might be, as unfortunate as it to say, that might be easier with Gordon Hayward being out. And as much as I don't want to say that, and like prayers, of course, to Gordon Hayward, but it is kind of the truth. Of course, the Wizards backcourt, they have to be the leaders. John Wall and Bradley Beal. They don't sit out games really. They don't usually get rest, because the second unit, they would let leads go. They would let leads blow. They blow leads, and then the starters have to come back in. So there's really no rest. Tim Frazier, he's a reliable backup. He's not gonna do anything special, but he can keep the offense to like. Tim Frazier, he can lead the offense, and he won't let anything like blown leads, or he won't slip up that much. Wall is arguably he's definitely one of the best passers in the leagues. So all he has to do is limit those turnovers, and he also has to get out in the break more. But I think he has to know how to transition to half-court offense too, because he has to get a good half-court offense game. Because yes, speed is fine and all, but when it gets to playoffs, when things slow down, you need to be able to create in that half-court setting. They also need Markieff Morris and Marcin Gortat. Their front court needs to perform. They need to be more aggressive. They need to like block out the bigs, not necessarily score, because John Wall can give them the easy passes and set them up in positions, but mostly like defending the rim and attacking the rim. Of course, Otto Porter, he needs to live up to that contract, because I do think he was severely overpaid. But if he proves me wrong, I'll take it, because I want him to prove me wrong. But as of right now, he has not done enough. He should not be being paid that much, because his skill right now is not worth the money he's getting. It's way too much. Those bigs, they also need to be able to guard like to the 3-point line, maybe even that, because you have Ian Mahimi, who's a great rim protector, but if we're going against, like, say, Al Horford, or like Kevin Love, like Kevin Durant playing the 4, Draymond Green playing the 4, you have to be able to defend that 3-point line. And I just don't think they're quick enough. And that's not their games. Their games have been like blocking, like protecting the rim. But now the game has kind of shifted. So they need to get more like flexible bigs. No, I think the Wizards, they will definitely be better. Not that much better. You won't see like much improvement in the wins column, but I do think they will gel much better, and they will probably get some mid-season accusation. Wait, okay. I think the Celtics, they will perform with. I think the Wizards, they will perform much better, and they will also get some mid-season pickups to help with that depth on their bench. But I expect them to definitely have over 50 wins for the first time since 1978. Maybe 50, 51, 52, around that range. Not high 50, maybe low 50s, but definitely over 50. But let me know what you guys think. That's all I have for the Wizards. Of course, I don't think they're making the championship, conference or like the finals. They have a chance definitely to make the conference championship, but like making the finals, there's like no way. I could pick them. They could definitely challenge the Cavs, but I don't think there's any way they could actually beat them. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm Carl. This is 2KC and J, and we're out. What's up, guys? Quick like update. In my opinion, this Wizards video wasn't as good as it seemed, but I need to get out there because I need some new content. I don't want to drop like Terraria like every day. And I have more reactions coming soon. This one's my fault. I had a lot of like quizzes and tests, so I couldn't really make like a stat sheet and search up everything. I just had to like go off of what I already knew. I already knew like he averaged like 23 points and 11 assists because I watched a lot of basketball. My thoughts on opening day, of course, pray for Hayward. We're a little bit far into the season right now. I think the Celtics are 1-2 right now. I think Kyrie's still being like pretty passive because of what happened. Warriors. Oh shoot. Warriors though, tough luck on opening night. KD just a little bit late. His hand was definitely still on the ball though, so there's like really there's no way you can say that his hand wasn't on the ball. He already released it. Knicks and Thunder. That was basically what I expected to happen. I mean, the Knicks are just. I mean, I guess they're better since Phil Jackson is out there, but they're still just a train wreck. But that's all I had to say. Oh, De'Aaron Fox, I have a video coming up on him soon, and I will get stats because he had a very impressive NBA debut in my opinion. And Lonzo Ball had a rough opening night, but he bounced back. He almost had a triple-double against the Suns, and I mean it's against the Suns, so it's like you take it at face value. It's still against the Suns, but then again, his first game was against Patrick Beverley, so I guess they kind of cancel out each other. And so I think the rookies are off to a good start, all of them. I haven't really seen any of Kyle Kuzma, but he's doing what he always does. He's silently like having good stats. He's not. You don't see his stats like all around the news. He silently has good stats. So again, sorry. I have better videos coming up. I wanted to give you guys a teaser of my new song, just a little bit, probably like 20 seconds or something. I wrote it, and I wasn't thinking it was gonna be a song. I was having fun, just like writing, just having rhymes. But I think it's actually could be a pretty good song. So let's get to that. Bands, that's what I see. I go for it all. I want the money. I want to be famous and I beat the rest. This rubbing come easy. I think that I'm blessed. I'm crossing the road. I'm crossing the sheet. I've been running hard. I'd like to compete. They said I could get a girlfriend. Scoff. They feel like a weave. I gotta take off. Ha, soft. That's what they are. Little I'm sensitive, so they make jokes. All of my feelings, they put me lower. Then they invite me cause they feel so bad. They saying come on, so I go slower. They keeping me down. I keep moving forward. Skirt.